Okay.
So they find all these people out of 60,000 phone calls.
60,000 phone calls, right? Which is
How many people does that equate to?
It is 0.3% of the total population in the United States.
So what's that number based on 300?
Not even 1%.
It's 1 grain of coffee in a coffee can.
It's a blade off your lawn.
Okay, doing some math here, it's about 110,000 people
Yes.
out of 317 million, and we're deriving all these numbers
Yep.
off of that. So we're deriving 155 million people that are considered in the civilian labor force.
Yeah, so
out of these 60,000 phone calls?
You could do a selective survey in any
How
part of
about
the...
selective hearing? Because I can't understand what I'm hearing right now.
So a selective survey, so you can adjust the unemployment rate to make it look like the population is advancing. Okay? It looks like we have growth. The unemployment rate you hear on the news is coming down, coming down. We don't talk about the labor participation rate.
But who decides who they call? I've never gotten a phone call.
Well, you're working, Scott. Why would they call you?
Well, they got to figure out who's employed, right?
I'm sorry. That information I haven't been able to dig out of the website.
Of course not. Why would they tell you?
How do they select these people?
Have you ever gotten a phone call?
No, absolutely not. I've never heard of it before.
I haven't either.
I just learned this today.
How long have they been doing this?
Look, Scott, I was under the impression that the unemployment numbers were skewed because they were only looking at people who are collecting benefits based upon people who are registered with the IRS. Okay, these are the people that are working, and these are the people that are collecting benefits.
It seems like they could take that, right?
And so we get a number of, well, not a very good number because people fall off the books of the unemployment insurance. Okay, so but I was always under the impression that was the way we came up with the unemployment number. It's not. It's by this goofy survey.
How did they come up with the unemployment numbers monthly?
By
when they come out and say, okay, there's 350,000, but they said there's 350,000 people claiming unemployment insurance. Where is that number derived from this too?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That's got to be directly from the states saying, okay, I have 10 people that came to us this month and said they're filing new unemployment.
No.
That number should be easily tracked.
You got to remember that unemployment number, based on unemployment insurance, is not a perfect science because some states have completely fallen off the federal books. Some states don't collect extended unemployment benefits, like North Carolina. For example.
We cut ours down to 20 weeks.
Right.
And it's worked.
So
it's working.
Yeah. So people go back to work.
That's right.
Yeah,
force you to go back to work.
Right. So that's an inconsistent science throughout the United States because it's a state issue. It's not a federal issue.
Okay,
So the federal government cannot come up with a number on who's employed and who's not, and they still can't.
I don't understand why they can't take everybody who pays taxes has an IRS number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they sure as hell know when you don't pay your taxes who you are. They don't have the Census Bureau call people and say who didn't pay their taxes.
That's
well,
not
it's easy.
That's
it's
not
easy.
a perfect number either because
Why isn't it?
Well, because you have some people that pay W-2, some people pay 1099, some people pay quarterly, some people pay yearly. You cannot.
But at the end of the year, by April 15th, everybody's got to have their taxes turned in. So you should be able to derive a number a lot closer than interviewing 60,000 households.
Politicians don't like that.
Am I way off base?
Well, that's why they do a monthly up-to-date number.
But that number's not right.
It's garbage.
Of course it's not right, because they're going to make it look like during their terms and everything else that jobs were created, okay? And all these people going to work, what do you mean the economy's all that bad? There's only 6.6% of the population not working, okay? But when you really get into the Bureau of Labor Statistics on how this stuff is calculated, for them to derive that number is the most sinister, manipulated voodoo math that you can possibly think of. Now, here's the deal. Later in the show, we're going to go and break down to the best of our ability on these labor statistics out of 6.6% and prove that the 6.6% on their page, okay, is inaccurate.
That's right.
With their own numbers.
That's right.
We're going to break it down. We're not going to truly get to what the unemployment numbers are in this country.
There's no way to do it. Not unless you interview every single person in this country, one by one.
No.
And even the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they will not do it because it costs too much and it'll take too long.
We can sit here and get to a number. If you look at the available people that are capable of working, the people that are looking for work, the people that are marginally, in the system, okay, there's a bunch of different scenarios that we can count to try to get to the actual unemployment number, okay? But we know well and good, looking from this Bureau of Labor Statistics page, which we're going to break down shortly here on the show, on the board, right?
Let's get to
that it's inaccurate.
You know what I'm going to do? So I'm just going to call. I'm not even going to go to work next week. I'm just going to call my office and say, yeah, I worked. Well, that's what these people are doing.
That's fraud. You can't.
Oh, is it fraud? Really?
No.
We're telling the American people there's only 6.6% of us unemployed.
It's not fraud.
And that's not fraud?
If the government says it, it's not fraud.
Oh, you got to give me a break.
If we say it, it's fraud.
Oh, it's because Obama said because he's president, he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Right?
Another bamboozlement. But just take this in mind. The American population and the Freedom Garages need to know this has been calculated the same way since 1940. The CPS census has been calculated the same way since 1940.
Look at this. I can go.
Right?
This is ridiculous because I can go to the United States Census Bureau and they've got a freaking up to the second tracking of the U.S. population. They tell me one birth every 8 seconds, and this ticker keeps going up. When we started the show,
there's no illegal immigrants on there, Scott.
I don't
There's
care.
Wrong in the number.
I don't care. You're telling me that we can put this technology in, to track every single person born every 8 seconds and update this ticker, but I can't tell you exactly, precisely how many people unemployed in this country.
That's not honest.
Without following their voodoo math.
That's a math function, and it's probably on a census somewhere. They probably called some random hospital in Haiti and asked them how many people were born.
It's on the government website. I have to take it for its truth.
Yes, that's how this government works.
All right, let's show them this chart
so they
can understand.
What chart?
That.
Oh.
Move out of the way. Sorry. Oh, the battery's out. We're going to show you some voodoo math here on the Freedom Garage. BLS.gov, Bureau of Labor Statistics, breaks down with their Common Core math. Alright? The full-time working people in the United States is 117,656,000 people. Part-time workers, 27,540,000. Unemployed, 10,236,000 people. Civilian total workforce, the total of these three numbers, is 155,426,000 people. Okay? Basic 6.6% unemployment is the unemployed divided by the civilian workforce. 155,426,000 gives you 6.6% unemployed. Now this was broken down by the CPS little survey here to get us this ridiculous number. But Scott's going to break down the Freedom Garage math over here and show you that the math on their own website is misconstrued. Never mind, it was misconstrued enough. Scott, why don't you go over the Freedom Garage math?
These are the numbers they don't want you to know about. So first, we still have the same numbers of the full-time and part-time people. The unemployed number is the same. What changes in this whole equation is the people who want jobs, okay, but can't find jobs. That's 6.5 million people. Then the marginally attached. Marginally attached is defined as people who have not looked for work in the previous 4 weeks of the CPS survey. And that equals 2,592,000 people. The discouraged workers, people who have given up work, looking for work altogether, equals 837,000 people. Then the others that are marginally attached, again, over 4 weeks, not looking for work anymore, is 1.75. Those people are getting real close to moving into the discouraged category.
So every month when they do their CPS interviews, they say, are you discouraged? Are you marginally attached? How long has it been? That's where they derive those numbers. Now, if you take that number, all these numbers right here, and add them up, okay, your actual people unemployed in this country is 21,928,000 people. Same math again, the unemployed divided by the total civilian workforce equals 14%. Now that number isn't completely accurate, and we're going to have Rick go over some more of these numbers in depth to give you what possibly could be the unemployment rate.
So, that being said, you can see how the government and the Bureau of Labor Statistics is kind of sticking it to the man and manipulating their numbers to make it look like the economy is getting better.